the time. You get in conversations, and there's not a person in this room who hasn't been in the same conversation where people say, I just don't know if I like her.
Yeah.
She not coming over to your house. You don't have to like her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to like her. Do you like this country?
I hear you.
Do you like this country? You better get out there and vote.
I love this country.
Yeah, mind-numbed robots there in the audience, I guess. That was Oprah, in case you didn't recognize her. You don't have to like Hillary, just vote for her. Rejoining us on the panel, Stacy Washington, host of Stacy on the Right Show, also served in the U.S. Air Force. I bring that up because Kurt Schlichter, trial lawyer, senior columnist at townhall.com, is a retired U.S. Army colonel and author of People's Republic. Of course, my executive producer is a former Marine, and I'm nothing. But I'm here nonetheless. Okay, so guys, let me just say this. I'm watching the liberal media, and this race is basically all over. But the polls, and I went through this with John Sununu, who says he doesn't believe any polls. But the fact of the matter is that ABC News poll that came out, Hillary has a 12-point lead. They only polled 20-some-odd% of Republicans. Democrats, 9% more Democrats were polled in that poll. And my point is, they're saying, well, what could Donald Trump do? It's too late. There are no more debates. Why, Stacy, and will we see, why haven't we, and will we see ads? Like with Jesse Jackson praising the heck out of him from the 90s, and other ads that are out there, like reading portions of the emails that have been revealed, anti-Catholic emails. Why have we not seen any of this?
Steve, I can't tell you why. I did see Kellyanne Conway on recently, I think yesterday it was, on the shows, talking about how they're going to start doing some of that, and they're bringing those ads out to television shortly, and they'll be coming out. And I do hope they're watching this program, or they've got somebody on the team who's paying attention to what a lot of us are saying, who we're center right, we're clear thinking individuals, and we understand the power of those words and those WikiLeaks emails. And Americans aren't going to hear about them on CNN or MSNBC, not the full details. They're not going to get the full information. I want to also point out that it's interesting because that poll where they have Hillary Clinton 10 points ahead, when you talk about the +9 sample, I mean, that basically rigs the whole poll. And I know everybody's so sensitive about using the word rigged right now. So if you're being triggered, God bless you, but here comes some more. I actually think it's really important for us to know the methodology behind the polls. They're just touting this poll like it's over. Psychological warfare is what I'm calling it. And I think Americans should be primed to fight back against that by thinking to yourself, first of all, I'm going to go vote no matter what, or I'm going to vote early to get it out of the way so I don't have to worry about my car breaking down by magic on election day, and move on from there knowing that you did your part. Don't be discouraged,
right,
and don't allow these people to get into your head. And I hope Donald Trump, if you're out there, Mr. Trump, I've criticized you. You can trust my word when I say read the WikiLeaks emails, read them into ads, play those from now until November 8th.
Kurt, just on that 12-point Hillary lead in the latest ABC News Washington Post poll that everybody's talking about, they sampled 36% Democrats, 27% Republicans, and 31 independents. So the sampling is way out of skew, but it's in line with the Clinton campaign emails that have been revealed, where they want recommendations on, quote, oversamples for polling, end quote, in order to, quote, maximize what we get out of our media polling. So they want to oversample. They want it to be distorted. It's in the emails.
Well, like I said, the entire thing is rigged. It's all lies. I don't believe the 12-point difference. I'm not sure I believe the 2-point in favor of Trump that you see in 3 other polls. I'm not sure what I believe, but of course I live in a blue state, so who the heck knows? The thing about Trump, and I think Stacy's right, I think Trump needs to get in there, but here's the myth about rich guy politicians. They are cheap. They will not spend their own money. They didn't get rich spending their money. They got rich spending other people's money. If Donald Trump wrote a check for $100 million, he might have a chance to turn this thing around, but he's not going to do that. And he's still going to go remarkably close to Hillary Clinton, though my gut says he'll probably lose. But I don't know. Did Brexit lose? Who knows? Did we have President Dewey? I don't know. The important thing is, if you love this country, you got to go out there and vote against Hillary Clinton, because she's a cancer on our politics, and she's got to be stopped.
Stacy?
You know, I have to echo Kurt's sentiments. None of the polling has been correct so far, because polls showed Bernie Sanders winning the Democratic nomination. Polls showed Donald Trump not even coming close to beating any of the challengers in the race. Instead, he beat them soundly, like a drum. It was a pathetic display. So I have to go with what I see on the ground when I talk to people. I mean, everywhere you go, people are quiet about it, but if you ask them, they'll whisper, "I'm voting for Trump." If there's anything people in America are hating right now, it's the fact that they're dealing with another Clinton. They thought they'd gotten rid of that with Monica Lewinsky, yet here they are again. So it's ridiculous. I want to see what's going to happen, but I also don't want to discount the fact that we still have a couple of weeks left, and Americans are still making up their minds, some of them. But 88% of the Republicans are sure of who they're voting for, and most of them are voting for Trump.
Yeah, and
the military polling 10 points ahead for Trump. Even with the women in the military being a huge factor, even with officers in the military who typically lean a little bit to the left for this election cycle, the Stars and Stripes is reporting that Donald Trump is winning that demographic by 10 points. So let's just stop all the madness and deal with the reality, which is none of us know what's going to happen. But I do think Brexit is indicative of how the people feel here in America.
Kurt?
They're tired.
Steve, here's something that I'm seeing, and it's anecdotal. But I live in a real blue state, and you'll get the wife come in. You know, we'll go out and talk to couples, not politically active couples, but just normal ones. And the wife will start talking about how terrible Trump is. I'll look over at the husband, and he'll get an eye roll. And you know he's going in the voting booth, and you know he's going to vote for Trump. Does that mean anything? I don't know. But, you catch a lot of grief if you say you're going to vote for Trump over that horrible, felonious monster, Hillary Clinton. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know I'm going out and I'm voting straight Republican up and down the ballot.
You know, there's a story out today, and you really don't need the story at the Observer to realize this. You know, all the revelations that have come through the emails with regard to the media, and there have been no repercussions whatsoever. Nobody that I've heard of, maybe you guys have, hopefully, but I doubt it, has been suspended, has been disciplined. There's been no statement from Politico about Glenn Thrush calling himself a hack, and the revealed email to Podesta begging him for his almost forgiveness for nothing. From the New York Times, getting Hillary to okay the quotes. John Harwood at CNBC. And right on down the line, there's been nothing, no penalty to pay that these people are openly, well now openly, it's been revealed that they are in bed, Stacy, with the Clinton campaign.
Well, I want to, yeah, you're right. No one's been fired. And I think one of the most instructive things I've seen, and it's not been a lot of it, it's not been enough of it in my opinion, but Donald Trump has been masterful at the rallies. He brings forward these moms, the Benghazi moms, the moms of the people who've been killed by illegal immigrants, and now the moms of people who their sons are going to prison for taking 6 pictures on a submarine or mishandling email. There's now even an officer, a highly ranking officer, who is going to go to prison for 5 years for mishandling email. There's a double standard there, and Americans aren't the ones on these talking head shows. They're not the ones who get to go to every single event. They're not speaking at events. They're not on polls. But there's nothing that stinks in the nostrils of an American more than living in a country that's based on the rule of law, not the rule of man or your purse, and to see Hillary Clinton be above the law while other people are literally going to jail for doing 1/33rd of a thousandth or 10,000th or 33,000th of what she did, because she deleted 33,000 emails. And so these people sometimes are going to jail for one single instance of mishandling a classified
document. You know,
document.
Stacy, that's another commercial he's got to run.
I know. I agree, Steve. I think it's so important, and I don't have any insider contacts on the campaign. I've asked to interview Donald Trump. I haven't been able to. I can't even get Mike Pence to come on. But I'll tell you this. If they have any of their wits about them, they must know that other Americans whose kids aren't going to prison know about these moms whose kids are, and they're stinking mad about it,
well,
hopping mad. And
I want to give Kurt the last before we run out of time, but they're making a huge mistake for not going on your show, and I think that should be obvious to them for many reasons. Kurt, you're next. Final thoughts.
You know, look, we have a real problem in this country. We can't rely on our system. We used to be able to. We used to be able to lose gracefully. But, you know, if we lose now, Steve, that we've lost, I mean, you have a media that's arrayed against us. It's not objective. It's against one political side. You
All right, Kurt.
rich, connected people get one thing, and people.
Kurt, you're freezing up. I'm glad it happened at the very, very end of our segment. And I want to thank both of you, Stacy Washington and Kurt Schlichter. Thank you both, and we'll speak to you again very, very soon. All right, folks, we have a final segment left in the hour, as I like to say. And we are going to give you Give Me Five in that segment. Brian Stelter with Sean Spicer of the RNC. And Spicer is brilliant in talking about and pointing out the media shenanigans. Don't go away.